Let's talk about cons. The con man is a major player in American literature. It's also a major theme in American literature. You may not have heard of David Mamet, but you might have seen one or two of his movies. They include The Untouchables, The Verdict, Wag the Dog, House of Games, The Heist. He's also the author of dozens of plays. The major theme running through his work is the con. That is America's one big con job. It's one con after the other. But he's not the first to write about cons. Mark Twain writes about cons as well in his masterpiece, Huckleberry Finn. You got the cons, the Duke, and the Dolphin, who go down the Mississippi, conning everybody they come into contact with. And then you've got the con man in William Faulkner's great novel, The Hamlet, Flem Snopes, probably the most notorious con in American literature. Melville also wrote about the con in his novel, The Confidence Man. It's a theme that pervades American literature, and there's a reason for that. But the first real piece of literature in America that talks about the con is a poem called The Saltweed Factor by Ebenezer Cook, published in 1708. In that, he chronicles an event that happened to him in the real world, in the New World. Back in England, they were passing out pamphlets that were enticing people to come over to America and buy property and work the tobacco industry. Apparently his father bought some property and he went there to claim it. But when he got to America, he found that he has been defrauded of his property and his wealth. And he seeks recourse. And in doing so, he learns that not only was he defrauded, but the lawyers there were defrauding people, the judges were defrauding people, and the whole thing was nothing but a con. He also learned that the Americans were a boisterous, rowdy crowd. There was something like a Saturday night saloon throughout the entire area. They were boisterous, they were riotous, they were vulgar, they were crude, and moreover, they were uneducated. After he had a belly full of this, he went back to England and he wrote his great poem, The Saltweed Factor. This poem, by the way, will be picked up by John Barth and turned into an American masterpiece of the same title, published in 1960. The point here is that fraudulence and cons have been going on in America for a long, long time. So it's not surprising that we have a con man as a president, because Americans have been conned from the get-go. They're so used to cons that they can't tell the difference between a con and someone who's not a con man. Trump is such a con man that he had over 3,000 lawsuits against him when he ran for president the first time. Currently, he can't even practice real estate in the city of New York because of fraud. Yeah, he's fighting it, but the verdict has already come down. We've been hoodwinked and conned so much, we can't tell the difference anymore. 72 million people voted for that clown. And look what he's doing. I'm not going to run down the entire list right now. You probably know what it is. But this man doesn't have an honest bone in his body. And yet he's the president of the United States. King Con. And this is what people elect in this country. A fraudulent con man. And so we wonder why this country is tanking We wonder why other countries don't want anything to do with us anymore. He's destroying this place day by day. I'm not sure we're going to come back from this, to tell you the truth. And what is it? A con. A total con. And who's getting rich on the con? He and his buddies. While the rest of us are going to pay for a long, long time. And yet, he's talking about running again for president. And guess what? He has hordes of people who will support him. People who have been hoodwinked and conned. They're so caught up in the con that they can't see straight anymore. They don't know if they're coming or going, but they're going to give him his money. I don't know about you, but I've had a belly full of con men. I don't mind reading about them in literature, but I don't like living under their thumb. Thank you.